Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is actually a stitch with me while I continue working on Carolyn Manning Designs Phoenix. So I decided I finished the page on Phoenix yesterday, page 1. And when I went to move the hoop, I'm like, man, do I really want to have the hoop over the stitches? I don't like doing that. So I decided to put it back on scroll rods, the ones that I got from the handy clamp ones. And I like them very much. So I have it back in the clamp. Whoops, tripod fell over. I have it back in the clamp for my Lowery table clamp. So it looks like I will be, well, I've been stitching up here anyway every evening, so I'll just be stitching on using the table clamp. So yeah, but now to find a way, I'm hoping you guys can see this recording pretty good. I'm always had trouble trying to record overhead for the stitching, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so today has not been a great day. The weather is awful here, and our internet has been going in and out. It's been okay here for a while now, so that's good. But I had, I was supposed to have my hair appointment today at 4:30, and they called, and hairstylist is ill, so I had to reschedule, and instead of doing it on a Friday night, I said, can I please have a Saturday? So I can't get in there on Saturday until November 13th. So that's a couple weeks away, which is fine because that's fine. I'll live. My roots aren't too bad. I mean, it's only been 6 weeks, and I had told Bill that I wanted to start going 8 weeks anyway. So that's pretty much 8 weeks. You know, it'll be 8 weeks. So I have it on that Saturday at 12:30. And I won't have to worry about it interfering with work or coming home at 9 o'clock at night on a Friday. And then I had my foot doctor appointment. So I have a bunion on my left foot, which he said, you know, we just need to keep an eye on that, obviously. But on my right foot, there is arthritis in that joint. And he said, you will need surgery at some point, which I wasn't loving that idea. So obviously surgery for stuff like that is a last resort. I mean, I'm going to try to manage it as long as I can because he said, you know, if it starts to bother you, we can do cortisone shots, stuff like that. Kind of like what Bill went through until he got his back surgery, because I am not in a position right now where I feel like I want to get surgery done on my feet. Maybe sometime next year. So what he recommended was another pair of shoes. He said Skechers, which is what I wear, are not, he doesn't like those shoes. So he said New Balance or Brooks are the ones that he wears. So now I have to find another pair of shoes. And he was like, we're going to fit you for orthotics in your shoes. Well, they scanned my feet and did all that. And he's like, your insurance will probably cover it. Well, they called once I got home, and I would have to pay $370 out of pocket. No. I'm like, I don't want to do that right now. So, I'm going to try to find orthotics online, see if I can't find a pair that aren't like cheap and crappy, but something that will work. You know what I mean? And he also said I need to be wearing some kind of footwear during the day. So, I'm wondering if I can wear Crocs, if I can get like a pair of Crocs or something like that. So I need to do some research because I did not ask him about Crocs. And so I'm going to do some research online here today. I'm not working today, so after I get this video done. But yeah, so I was just not happy about all of that because, you know, I told him that I get massages every 2 weeks, and my foot actually hasn't really bothered me in the past 2 weeks since she massaged it. And he's like, well, that's all well and good. He said, but the pain is going to come back. And so I have Voltaren. I have like this It's like arthritis cream that you can put on it. And, but yeah, I need to get the support as far as my feet, you know, for shoes and stuff like that. So I told Bill, I'm like, I'm gonna have to spend some money on some shoes, you know, $100, something like that. But yeah, I need to do some research about Crocs and other things, and just try to, you know, find some conservative, non-invasive measures for me to manage this. And I figure if I can lose some more weight, even though I pretty much stopped losing weight, I'm at 170 and I pretty much have stopped there. But if I can lose some more weight, that will take, you know, some stress off of my feet. But yeah, just not a great day today. And then I came home and like I said, our internet was all fucked up and our neighbor was messaging me about it. And because she works at home too. And yeah, and it's really crappy weather outside. They closed schools here today, which I was like, what the actual fuck? Because it's not like hurricane weather, but I'm like, okay, because I don't remember when we were in damn school, they canceled it for fucking rain. So, but yeah, schools are closed today, and Bill was home at about 11 o'clock. And yeah, we're having spaghetti tonight for dinner. And yeah, I just got a fucking headache. Like today, like I said, it hasn't been a good day. So I'm going to have to do some research after I get done this video on shoes and orthotics and all that stuff. You know, it's almost like because, okay, years ago, I've had a lot of dental work done because I didn't realize that I was grinding my teeth and then I should have been wearing a night guard for many, many years. So when I figured that out, you know, of course, at the dentist, they fit you for a night guard. It's like fucking $400. Well, my dog wound up chewing that one up. And I was like, I'm not getting another one. I said, there's got to be another way online. So I found these ones that you can boil yourself and mold to your mouth. And they're like $20 for 2 of them. And I've used those for the last 15 years and haven't had any issues. So there have to be orthotics out there that don't cost $400 that I can pay for. That, you know, that I can get and it will work and it will help. I realize it's not a fix, but I need, because he couldn't tell me, obviously, like how long it's going to be before I'm going to be to the point where I need surgery. So I need to manage this. I need to manage it as long as I can. That's exactly how I feel about it. So, especially now we have the arbitration the next 2 fucking months. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, today's story. That was only 8 minutes. That wasn't too bad. Today's story is called The Scream Killers. Again, you know, Halloween is Sunday. So, inspired by the movie Scream, 2 teenagers hide out in their friend's basement to scare and kill their victim while making their own documentary about it. Big freaking dummies. I can already see this is going to be like a shit show, right? Premeditated murder, or murder in the first degree, is a charge given to those who intentionally plan to murder another human being. In the case of 16-year-old Brian Lee Draper and Tori Michael Adamsick, the charge of first-degree murder could never have been more apt. Their love of scary movies, specifically the Scream franchise, which, by the way, there is another Scream movie coming out January 22nd. Oh, and my stepdaughter texted me last night. Chick-fil-A is bringing back their peppermint chip milkshake. Remember the one I loved last year? It's coming out Monday. Can't wait. So, their love of scary movies, specifically the Scream franchise, led them to a friend's house on September 22nd, 2006, in the sleepy American city of Pocatello, Idaho. There, they would brutally murder schoolmate and friend, 16-year-old Cassie Jo Stoddard. Why? Why are people so stupid? What makes this case so bizarre is not just the detailed planning and shocking aspect of it, but the fact that they recorded themselves talking about the murder before, during, and afterwards. Again, you big freaking dummies. On the day of the murder, they even approached Cassie at school while she was opening her locker. They shoved a video camera in her face and stated her name before asking her to say hi to the camera. Before that moment, they had already planned to kill her and her friends. And they wanted to kill Cassie for one simple reason: fame. Really? Okay. So the day before the murder, Cassie was well known and liked in the school where she studied, and it wasn't hard to find out where she would be at any particular time. She was due to house sit her aunt and uncle's home on Whispering Cliffs Drive. Allison and Frank Contreras were headed out for the weekend and trusted Cassie with their home. Before Cassie arrived at the home the following day, her killers had already put their shocking plan into action. But it wasn't only Cassie they wanted to kill. Whoever was going to be in the house at the time would become their victims. God, stupid fucking kids. Included in this story are real-life transcripts of the videos that Draper and Adamczyk recorded. The first was recorded the day before the murder. Okay. So Draper says, "We found our victim, and sad as it may be, she's our friend, but you know what? We all have to make sacrifices. Our first victim is going to be Cassie Stoddard and her friend. We'll let you," and he laughs, "we'll find out if she has friends over, if she's going to be alone in a big dark house out in the middle of nowhere." Kind of like, oh God, what the fuck? Drew Barrymore's character in the first Scream, in the very first scene of the movie. How perfect can you get? I mean, like, holy shit, dude. And, oh God, Adamczyk says, "I'm horny just thinking about it." Yeah. Draper says, "Hell yeah, so we're going to fucking kill her and her friends, and we're going to keep moving on. I heard some news she's going to be home alone from 6 to 7, so we might kill her and drive over to Cassie's thing and scare the shit out of them and kill them one by fucking one. Hell yeah." And Adamczyk says, "Why one by one? Why can't it be a slaughterhouse?" And Draper says 2 by 2 and 3 by 3 because we've got to keep it classy. They're keeping it classy? Adamczyk says, "Keep it classy," and Draper says, "So yeah, it's going to be extra fun." So later in the video, Draper says, "We are 6 psychopaths who get their pleasure off killing other people." Adamczyk says, "That sounds good, baby." Draper says, "We're going to go down in history. We're going to be just like Scream except real life terms." Adamczyk says, "That sounds good, baby." Draper says, "We're going to be murderers like, let's see, Ted Bundy, like the Hillside Strangler." Adamczyk says no, and Draper says the Zodiac Killer. And Adamczyk says those people were more amateurs compared to what we are going to be. And Draper says, "Murder is power, murder is freedom, goodbye." Boy. So the night of the murder, while house sitting, Cassie got a knock at the door. Her boyfriend, Matt Beckham, showed up to watch a movie with her. As they settled down to watch Kill Bill Volume 2, Draper and Adamczyk arrived to hang out and sit with them. Oh my God. They have no idea. They asked Cassie to give them a tour of the residence, and she obliged. They were particularly interested in the basement. A short while later, Draper and Adamczyk told Cassie and Matt they were going to go to a movie instead. As far as Cassie and Matt were aware, the two guys went to the movies, but the truth was vastly different. On their way out, Draper and Adamczyk had unlocked the basement door and the back door so they could re-enter the residence undetected. And Draper and Adamczyk waited in a car near the house. Wow. So now it's here's more recording of these two dumb fucks. Draper, the time is 9:50, September 22nd, 2006. Unfortunately, we have the grueling task of killing our two friends, and they are right in that house just down the street. Adamczyk says, "We just talked to them. We were there for an hour." Draper says, "We checked out the whole house. We know there's lots of doors. There's lots of places to hide. I unlocked the back doors. It's all unlocked. Now we just gotta wait. We're really nervous right now, but we're ready." Adamczyk says, "We're listening to the greatest rock band ever." Draper says, "We've waited for this for a long time." Adamczyk says, "Pink Floyd, before we commit the ultimate crime of murder." Draper again says, "We've waited for this for a long time." Adamczyk agrees and says, "A long time." And Draper says, "Well, stay tuned." A long time? What do you mean a long time? Okay, so now the murder. Draper and Adamczyk crept back into the house and made their way to the basement where they wanted to carry out the murders. Their first plan was to make some noise to lure Cassie and Matt downstairs. When that failed, they switched off the electrics to the house with the basement circuit breaker box. They switched them back on shortly after. Cassie noticed the Contreras dog barking at the basement door and became scared, more so when the lights went on and off again. So Matt called his mother and asked if he could stay over at Cassie's to look after her. His mother refused but offered Cassie to come back with Matt. Cassie turned the offer down, saying the house was her responsibility and she had to look after it. Oh my God, I bet they're going to feel really bad that they didn't make her come with them. At 10:30 p.m., Matt's mother picked him up from the residence. On the way back, Matt called Adam Sick's phone to see if he could hang out. Adam Sick answered but whispered quietly, so Matt couldn't hear him properly. Believing Adam Sick and Draper to be in the movies, he didn't give it a second thought. Draper and Adam Sick tried turning off the lights again to lure Cassie into the basement, but she remained in the living room. They crept up the basement stairs and slammed a closet door to scare her. Looking around in the darkness, Cassie could see no one, so she laid back on the couch. She laid back down on the couch to see Draper and Adam Sick standing over her. They stabbed her 30 times with hunting knives, killing her instantly and leaving her body in the living room. Jesus Christ. As they drove away from the house, their video log continued. Draper says, "Just killed Cassie. We just left her house. This is not a fucking joke." Adam Sick says, "I'm shaking." Draper says, "I stabbed her in the throat and I saw her lifeless body. It just disappeared. Dude, I just killed Cassie." Adam Sick says, "Oh my God." Draper says, "Oh fuck, that felt like it wasn't even real. I mean, it went by so fast." Adam Sick says, "Shut the fuck up. We got to get our act straight." And Draper says, "It's okay. We'll just buy movie tickets now." So obviously, these dumb motherfuckers got caught because there wouldn't be a story, right? So now the aftermath. 2 days later, Allison and Frank Contreras returned from their weekend getaway with Cassie's 13-year-old cousin. Oh my God. The cousin found Cassie's body in the living room and screamed, alerting the adults to her discovery. Matt Beckham was initially a suspect in the murder, but led them to Draper and Adam Sick, who were arrested 5 days later. Draper and Adam Sick both blamed each other and said the other person forced them into doing it. Until the tapes were found, buried by the pair shortly after the murder. Yeah, because they got their voices all on there. Draper claimed he was inspired by the Columbine High School massacre in 1999, while Adam Sick cited the Scream movie franchise as his inspiration. Though they were 16 years old at the time of the murder, both were tried as adults and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. They may not ever have realized the damage they left behind. Cassie's aunt lost her job and fell into a deep depression. Cassie's cousin, who had found the body, was known to have attempted suicide on multiple occasions. When they tried to sell the house to move on from the murder, no offers were put in. Their once dream home had become a nightmare, trapping them in perpetual memory of what had happened there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you recover from something like that. I could not live in a house where I knew a murder had occurred. No. Dumb, stupid. Those kids were just so stupid. My God. Okay, so today's reading from the Daily Stoic is entitled, "What Have You Done?" So it's hard not to notice when we study the lives of the Stoics how often the Stoics were in the room when it happened. Cato was there fighting against Julius Caesar. When Rome came out of its second civil war, Athenodorus and Arius were there tutoring the new emperor. Thrasea led the resistance against Nero. Rusticus is the one who introduced Marcus Aurelius to the writings of Epictetus. The Stoics were there for history. God, I cannot read. The Stoics were there for history being made. They were active. They were in the game. The last year and a half has also been a series of events of historic proportions without a doubt. Just as you asked your grandparents about the war or the Great Depression, your grandchildren will ask you about this pandemic. What was it like? Was it scary? Did you know anyone who died? And they will want to know something else too. They'll want to know what you did. Just as you wanted to hear about your grandfather landing at Normandy or your grandmother working as a nurse or in a munitions factory. Just as you wanted to know where your parents were during the civil rights movement, if they stood against apartheid or what part they played in whatever events visited their lives. Maybe you're a frontline worker or a scientific researcher or you work for a local food bank. Maybe you're in the Army Reserves and got called up to active duty, in which case you have a good answer and we thank you for your service. But if not, this question should sting a little bit. This has been the crisis of your lifetime. Hundreds of thousands of people have died, millions globally. What have you done? How have you helped? The pandemic is not your fault, but it is our responsibility. A Stoic gets involved because it's their duty to get involved. They lend a hand, they use their platforms, they apply their expertise, they provide charity. They're not always the famous heroes like Cato or Thrace or Marcus Aurelius, but they always try to make a difference. The future, indeed maybe even your future self, is going to look back on this moment and evaluate. Will it find that you were part of the problem or part of the solution? Did you step up or shrink back? Did you do anything? Did you do your duty? Were you in the game? Now, I haven't done like a ton of stuff to help people, but when it first happened and groceries and toilet paper were like scarce, Bill and we got extra supplies for my grandparents and my mom. And so we did help in that regard. But besides that, I don't really feel like besides, you know what? Maybe my contribution has been these videos now that I stop here and think about it, because, my I don't want to say readership, but like my subscribership, like I got a lot of views on videos and a lot of subscribers like in the first couple months because people were home, everyone was on lockdown. So I like to think that I contributed in that way to bringing people some, I don't know, a new craft, because a lot of people picked up diamond painting, I know that. And cross stitch too, but definitely diamond painting. I know that there was a huge like increase in that from what I could tell from the community. But I try to do my part. I try to help whenever I can. So I hope you do the same if you are, a frontline worker that works in the hospitals or whatever, or even, teachers, everybody. I mean, any job I think is probably helping in some way, shape, or form, right? Okay. So I hope you guys are all having a good Friday. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.